Hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now today's video is going to be a selection of highlight clips from the past few days, and we're starting off here on Mississippi Acres Preserve, where as you will see on screen we are just taking out a big level 7 piebald alligator. Now, I know a lot of you guys have seen quite a few of these piebald alligators posted, so I figured this would be a little intro clip for this video. Not going to spend too much time on it, but this guy is actually an improvement for a smaller version of this particular piebald pattern for the Trophy Lodge. The one that I had in the Trophy Lodge was only a small silver, and this guy is a pretty decent sized gold at 428.40. So I was really happy to actually get him as an improvement for that one in the lodge, and managed to drop him there with a neck shot, so that's a really nice one to get. Like I said, nice to improve upon the score of the one that was already in the Trophy Lodge. And this is my favourite piebald pattern, so I really do like seeing these guys. Hopefully, eventually, maybe we can find a level 9 piebald. That would be really cool, but in the meantime, that was a really cool find. And sticking with the theme of piebalds, we move on to yet another clip from Mississippi Acres, where I ended up finding this very small 5 to 8 kg weight estimate grey piebald male raccoon. Now, the grey piebald is my favourite piebald pattern for these guys. I just think it looks really cool. Still haven't been able to find that albino. I am still desperately looking for one, but it was still cool to find this guy. Actually took quite a long time to track this one down, but I always think it's worth to track a rare down, especially when it's a male and it can be used in a multi-mount and things like that. He is absolutely gorgeous. I just think they look so unique, and they're such a good filler for the small plaques, so I'm always happy to find more rare raccoons. And yeah, 3.87 kilometer track distance, which was just because he didn't want to leave tracks basically, so I had to run around a lot to try and find the next tracks and stuff like that. But moving on to another raccoon clip from Mississippi Acres, and I was again looking for an albino when I spotted a guaranteed diamond level 5 blonde raccoon. I, at this point, have lost count of how many diamond raccoons I've ended up finding in this quest to find a albino, but I am going to keep going until I find an albino raccoon. They just look so cool, and I really want one to put with my male albino alligator, so hopefully eventually we will find one of those. But it's always great to see the level 5s popping up, and as you can see, this guy is a diamond at 12.50. Actually a high trophy rating for the weight, as he is only 12.4 kgs, and they are actually scored off of their weight, so nice to have a little bit of a high trophy rating one here on that. I'd like to find a grey diamond one eventually, as it is the only common fur type for the raccoons I don't have a diamond of, and I just like how they look, but finding that blonde one and him being a decent score was really awesome. Now, you will have just seen me take out a decent sized level 2 female cottontail rabbit there, and she is pretty special because she is a melanistic. I actually picked up her track not far from a lodge, and I had to do the whole thing of running over 200 metres away and then coming back to the area so that she would actually spawn in. And I tracked her for a little bit and actually managed to get her, and she is absolutely gorgeous. These guys are pretty rare. I've only seen a couple of them posted, and this is only the second one for these guys I have found for the Melanistics. And she's actually better than my previous Melanistic, because this one actually makes gold, whereas my previous one was only a silver. So that was really cool to find. Like I said, they seem really quite rare, and I pick up all the rabbit tracks, and I've only found a few of the rare eastern cottontails, and I absolutely love them. I think they're really well done. Just a beautiful looking animal. So sticking with the theme of Melanistics, but moving over to Parque Fernando now, where I was actually on this multiplayer server in search of a diamond piebald cinnamon teal. That's something I really would like to get for the lodge. They're not exceedingly rare, they're a bit uncommon, but they do seem to crop up fairly often, and I really would like to get one because I think they're beautiful. So I've been jumping on Parque servers basically to just have a look through the ducks and basically see what else I can find on those servers while I'm there. And on this particular server, when I arrived at this lake, I noticed a big group of blackbuck drinking on the opposite side of the lake, and amongst them there was one that looked a lot darker than the rest, and I wasn't sure if it was just the shadows fooling me, but sure enough, as I moved around the lake, you guys can see that there is a really good size level 3 melanistic male blackbuck, and that is an absolutely stunning animal in my opinion. Now, the blackbuck rares are not the rarest rares in the game, but I have not seen a male melanistic blackbuck in a long time, so I was really excited to find this guy, and as soon as he gave me that perfect broadside shot there, managed to put a very solid double lung shot into him with the 243, and as you will have seen, he didn't go very far at all before he actually dropped. And I really wanted to make sure that I made a good shot on this guy, because I was crossing my fingers that even though he was a level 3, he might just have a chance at actually making gold. Those horns looked pretty good size. I wasn't sure exactly what the score requirement was for these guys to make gold, because I haven't hunted them an awful lot. It's not a score that I just have in my head like I do with some animals. So I was really hoping that he would make it, crossing my fingers, and I picked him up. And he did just make gold at 107.30, gold level 3 melanistic male blackbuck. Now, to me, I think that's a really cool looking animal. Just something about that just looks awesome to me. And it's been a long time since I got really excited over finding a rare blackbuck. But like I said, I've not found a male melanistic in such a long time. In fact, this is my first male melanistic blackbuck on PC. The only one I had was a female, and I really wanted one to put into the main trophy lodge. And with this guy being a decent size and actually making gold, he's definitely going to find a place in the main trophy lodge. I think that's an absolutely beautiful animal. And of course the 243 doing a perfect job there. That was just such a cool find. I was so happy with that. Moving on now to the first of a couple of clips from Silver Ridge Peaks, and I was coming down to this lake, which is one of my favourite lakes to hunt mountain lions at, when I noticed a Rocky Mountain elk bull walking by the water. And as soon as I got my binos on him, I was thinking, that doesn't look like a light grey. Is that what I think it is? I have been looking for an albino Rocky Mountain elk bull since Silver Ridge Peaks released, and the only albino I've ever shot was a cow on Xbox. And I was looking at this guy and I was convinced. I was like, okay, there's no way. I'm not even here to hunt Rocky Mountain elk. I'm here for mountain lions. And this guy's here. And as soon as he turned to face me, you can see that that guy is definitely an albino. So quickly got the 300 out and dropped him. And I wasn't wasting any time because I noticed a lot of people were joining and then immediately leaving the session. So I didn't know if the guy was actually kicking people who was hosting. So I was like, okay, I'm not losing this thing. Quickly dropped him and then picked him up, and he is a level 3 albino Rocky Mountain elk. I actually just clipped the neck there, which is why he dropped on the spot. But oh my gosh. A level 3 albino Rocky Mountain elk when I wasn't even hunting Rocky Mountain elk. I have spent so long looking for one of these, and then it just turns up when I'm not actually hunting for one. And he's like, I know he's a small level 3, but that's not a bad looking level 3. Like, those antlers are actually decent looking. I cannot believe how lucky I got. I have wanted one for so long. And then again, just turns up when I'm not expecting it. I just couldn't believe what I was looking at. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. The amount of tracks I've picked up hoping that one of them would say albino, the amount of, drink times I've hunted, the feed zones I've hunted, trying to find one of these in particular, I just couldn't believe it. I was so over the moon. What an absolutely stunning elk. And these are very rare. You don't see an awful lot of these posted. They've never been a particularly common rare to find. So, yeah. I couldn't be more happy, and he is only a silver, but to me that just honestly doesn't matter at all. He's a decent looking elk, and that's going to look absolutely fantastic in the trophy lodge. What an absolute beauty, that snow white fur. He's just absolutely gorgeous. I was so happy. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way that just happened while I was here looking for mountain lions. Completely when I least expected it. And yeah, one of my favourite finds ever. That is such a cool rare. So happy with that. Now, moving on to the next clip, and I mentioned I'd been hunting mountain lions. Well, actually, the other day I found a 9 legendary grey mountain lion, and it was my first time ever finding one, and I was so excited because I've always wanted a diamond grey mountain lion or puma, and unfortunately it trolled. So I spent the next few days absolutely hammering multiplayer sessions looking for one that might actually make diamond. And the next 9 legendary grey I found was this. A guaranteed diamond grey mountain lion. Oh my gosh, my heart was racing. These aren't a rare, these are just an uncommon, and they do seem to be a bit more common than they used to be at the moment. And yeah, it still had my heart racing. I've wanted one for the longest time, and I knew that as long as I made the shot, this guy would make diamond. And as you will have seen, he didn't go very far after that M1 shot, so I knew I must have got him in the lungs. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful cat. I just couldn't believe that I'd just shot this. I was like, no way, finally, after so many mountain lions shot in search of one of these. And picking him up, he is a diamond 39.40 diamond grey mountain lion. Oh my gosh, one of my favourite diamonds I've shot in a really long time. Like I said, this is only an uncommon fur type, but I just love how they look. I think they're so pretty. Oh, just what a cool cat. That's absolutely epic. And like I said, seeing that guaranteed diamond on it, I was so excited. The last one that I shot had I think it was 38 to 40 estimate, and unfortunately he scored something like 38.8, and I was so gutted that he didn't quite make it. And yeah, I just kept going into multiplayers, kept hunting mountain lion drink time, ended up finding that albino Rocky Mountain elk, and then ended up finding this guy. I think it might have even been the same day or the next day whilst hunting mountain lions. So yeah, that ended up just so perfect. If I hadn't been trolled by that first one, then I never would have been hunting for another one, and I never would have found that albino Rocky Mountain elk. So it all worked out extremely well, and I'm so thrilled to finally have one of those for the trophy lodge. Now, you will have just seen me take a shot at a female turkey there in the mist, and she's actually a Lucistic eastern turkey hen. I once again have been out on Mississippi Acres in search of rare eastern turkeys, and I got so incredibly lucky last night with the best turkey hunting I've ever had. So, starting off here, and I was in this multiplayer session, and I could see a group of turkeys, so I thought, right, I'll run over there and just double check that they're not rare or anything like that. And a Leucistic eastern turkey tom flies into the middle of the group I was looking at, and then turns around and flies away again. I have no idea what spooked him. I think it might have been possibly other players, but even though I couldn't see anyone in the area, there was an awful lot of talk in the chat about using ATVs, so I wasn't sure if maybe that is what ended up spooking him, if there was someone driving around on one that I just didn't see in the area. But managed to track him down, got a warning call from him in this field, and as soon as I spotted him, I was so relieved that finally he was on the ground and somewhere that I could shoot him. That hen, I had to wait for her to get out of the way, and as soon as she moved to the side, managed to put a shot into him there with the 22, and I knew he wasn't going to go very far from that shot. What an absolutely stunning bird. I've wanted to find a couple of rare eastern turkey toms since I knew they were a thing. The rares for these eastern turkeys are absolutely stunning, so I was so happy, and it's a big one as well, being that max weight estimate. And picking him up, he's a 4.40 gold Lucistic eastern wild turkey tom. Oh, I was so happy. And when I saw him flying away, I was so worried that there was going to be other players that might try and get him, especially with all the talk about driving around on ATVs. If someone drove too close with an ATV, then he might get spooked again. I still don't know exactly what it was that spooked him in the first place, but I'm just so relieved that I managed to track him down, because that was such a cool thing. The way he sort of flew in, it was like, oh, hi, I'm here, and then tracking him down and actually getting him. Absolutely awesome. So excited when I saw this guy. And yeah, the Lucistics are just beautiful. In fact, all of the rares for the eastern turkeys are beautiful. And yeah, finally finding a rare tom after so many rare hens, all Lucistics, was really cool. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And moving on now to the final clip of this video, once again in this same field, which is one of my favourite locations to hunt turkeys, and once again I was looking at a group of them feeding out here, and I didn't see initially anything, that really stood out, and then I looked at this second group, and I could swear that something was different about the tom on the right hand side. I couldn't see any markings on his wings, and I was hoping and praying that meant that this could be a melanistic eastern turkey tom, which is that's the rare turkey I wanted off of this map. And I could just not see any, wing bars if you compare him to the other male, which is exactly what I was doing here. I couldn't see any of those bars on the wings or on the tail, and the head looked darker. So I figured I would jump down out of the stand and let's go and get a closer look. And on the ground, I could see that there was something different. I wasn't sure if it was what I thought it was, but he didn't look the same as all the other toms. And I was like, please let this be the melanistic. And as he turned there in the light, I thought, oh, okay, maybe I can see markings on the wings. So I thought, I'll just shoot him with the 22, and let's go and pick him up and see. And as I walked up to him, there was no doubt what that was. Look at this bird. How gorgeous is that? The purple, tints and the green hues. That's a melanistic tom. And that's exactly what I've been looking for this whole time, is one of these. Absolutely insanely beautiful bird. And that head is noticeably darker. It's got more purple tones to it, in my opinion. He's just incredible looking. The detail on these feathers is so beautiful. What a stunning bird. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I have spent weeks looking for rare male turkeys on this map, and then I end up getting the Leucistic, and maybe an hour or so later, I end up finding a Melanistic in 2 different multiplayer sessions, but in the same field location that I have come to so many times in so many different multiplayer servers, hoping and praying that I would find a couple of these rare toms, and I get 2 of them within not very long of each other. So now the only rare male turkey I need off of this map is an albino, which I cannot believe I'm saying. I cannot believe I found a melanistic. I've only seen 2 or 3 of these posted, maybe at max. They seem to be pretty darn rare. You just don't see an awful lot of these guys being posted. And I could not believe it. I was so excited. As soon as I saw him on the ground and I could see those feathers, I knew exactly what we were looking at. But from a distance, with him in the shadows, it was like, could this be what I'm looking for? And sure enough, and he ended up making gold as well at 4.20. You do end up with most of these turkeys actually making gold, but I have had a few of the eastern turkeys actually make silver. So I was really pleased that both of them ended up being golds as well. Just an absolutely epic hunt, and I was so incredibly happy. Once again, I have gotten really, really lucky with some really incredible trophies in the past few days. I'm so incredibly happy to add these to the trophy lodge, and I could not wait to get this video out and share it with all of you guys. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all your support as always, and for watching this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.